sex on a full stomach after midnight against my will.
Uh-huh.
You have to sit next to me while I watch Castle and let me talk about Nathan Fillion's hair.
I told you that makes me feel self-conscious. His hair is so lustrous.
Oh, we're talking 2 full episodes if I don't make you wear the sleeping mask.
You know I love the way you look.
I ate something weird.
You feel different.
Different how?
Like a brand new bag of flour.
It's my Spanx.
Oh, let's just get those off of you there.
That's not gonna work. They're hooked to my bra.
Why?
Well, if you do it right, it turns gut into boob.
Well, they do look good.
Well, they should. They're 1/3 gut.
It is absolutely hilarious. That is audio from American Housewife, which kicked off last Tuesday at 7:30 on ABC, and there is a new episode on tonight, and you heard him. It's really good. I'm telling you, you're going to like it. You heard him in that clip right there. Actor Diedrich Bader is on the MPW Digital TV Celebrity Hotline. You've seen this guy in movies like Office Space. He played Lawrence Peterman. He was also in Napoleon Dynamite with Rex Kwon Do. Oh, my goodness. He's so funny. Let me grab him right now. Diedrich, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Tony, how are you?
Man, I'm so good. I'm really excited to talk to you. I've been a fan of yours for a long time, and my wife and I totally enjoyed American Housewife last week, so I'm pumped to watch it tonight. It's on, 7:30 Central for us. So congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks. I'm really excited about the show. I really believe in it, and I think it's a funny show. And I think, like you just said, that people can really associate with it, and that's a lovely thing.
Yeah, anymore it seems like ABC is the home for comedies, but they're also, like, I noticed a couple things. I noticed that it was smart and it wasn't predictable, and I appreciate that. As I get older, I think my sense of humor is changing a little bit, and I think that it's totally going to be something that ABC is going to want to hang on to for multiple seasons.
Gosh, I would love that. That's the thing. Is that you can't reinvent the wheel, but you have to bring something fresh to a family show, and I think we do. I mean, the creator of our show, Sarah Dunn, is a really lovely writer and has a very unique perspective. This is really her story. She moved to an affluent community because her children are special needs, and the public school can really handle it. And so she's the fish out of water, the woman who is being judged by all the other women in town, and so that's the thing that we really have, is that original voice. And of course, Katy Mixon, who's a total star,
right?
She's just fabulous on the show.
Yeah, she's so funny. And I wonder, when you're filming the show, obviously you guys are professional actors and actresses, but is it safe to say there's outtakes that are available somewhere?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if they're available yet, but there are a lot of outtakes, because I'm really terrible with Katy because she keeps making me laugh. It's just, she is truly hilarious. I mean, she's just so alive, she's just like, she pops. She's just a crazy character. And she calls everybody pumpkin and honey and oh, sweetie and trust. She says a lot. She's great. Really fun to work with.
So is it a thing where, obviously there's a script, but have you been able to improv some of these scenes, or did a take work out better when somebody said this opposed to that, or what?
Yeah, our scripts are so good, there's really no need to improvise. We have an incredibly funny writing staff, and as I said, Sarah Dunn, the creator of the show, is really smart about creating great scripts that you look forward to saying.
Yeah.
And, they get them to us in plenty of time, so we're all good to go. Plus, with the kids, it's difficult to improvise because they won't be able to follow it, frankly.
Right. No, and I think it's got to be refreshing because the dialogue and the conversation. It's such a trip for me to think, as I watch a show like American Housewife on ABC, that it's actually someone had written that, because these are conversations that people are having in their real lives. That's so impressive.
Tonight's episode particularly, there's an argument that Katy and Greg, my character, have in bed, that, I looked around after we finished shooting the scene, and all of the crew members, the women and the men, were all nodding because they all associated with it. It's one of those conversations where, each spouse thinks that the other is doing less work.
Right. Man. Oh, I know. Trust me. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I feel like I'm sprinting, and then my wife reminds me that she's running the marathon, and
right.
and I'm kind of like the support leg or whatever. So it's
right. I mean, Katie's character feels like Greg goes to work, and that's a break. And, so. When actually he's at work,
right?
So,
right.
That's why they call it work. But it's an age-old argument, but I think it's framed in a really new and fresh and original way. And tonight's episode is like, you have little kids, so Katie's character is basically kept up by one child or another all night, and then the next day, she's got to go about her day like nothing happened, but she has had no sleep. She's completely insane.
Yeah, we kind of, for a year there, my wife and I were like walking zombies. I mean, her more so than me, because having the morning radio job, like I'm up at 4 and out the door. So
right.
I never really took it for granted. I just want to touch on a couple things from your past that you've done, and I don't know if you've been asked this often or a lot, but when you're a part of movies like Office Space and Napoleon Dynamite, at the time when they're being shot and produced, before they get released, do you get a sense as an actor that these are going to become like cult classics that people will watch multiple times a year and that they'll want to ask you questions about? Or was it just another job in that time?
It wasn't just another job. Those two scripts are the two funniest scripts I've ever read. Mm-hmm. They just are hilarious on the page, and that's why I wanted to do them. And ultimately, I didn't really care if they were successful or not, because they were so funny that I just had to do them. I mean, you don't get into show business. Well, I'll say my story anyway. I didn't get into show business to make a lot of money. I did it because I thought it would be really fun to do. And you have I have a compulsion to do things that I find funny. And that's why my agent always has to watch what they send me, because if it makes me laugh, I want to do it. But those two scripts were so hilarious that there was no way I wasn't doing them if I was lucky enough to be cast. Now, Napoleon was an offer. Office Space I kind of had to fight for, but the Office Space was a bomb in the theater, and I was totally shocked by that. I was really genuinely surprised that nobody liked it. Mm-hmm. And that was actually one of the most searing moments of my professional career, because my wife and we couldn't make the premiere because we were shooting the Drew Carey Show on the night of the premiere. And then, so my wife and I went on a Saturday night to go to the theater,
Yeah.
We were the only people in the theater.
Oh, no.
Yeah, on opening weekend, on a Saturday night. And so I was devastated by that, because I thought, if people don't like this movie, I don't have taste. I just don't have a similar taste than people in America. I'm totally out of it. No one likes this movie. And I was just thunderstruck by that. And then, cut to a couple of years later, and I get people start quoting it to me like constantly, and it took on this whole life that has become something really cool. And then 10 years after the initial release, we had a reunion with the entire cast except for Ron and Jen, the two leads, in Austin, Texas, where we shot it, and they showed the movie, and the screening sold out in seconds, and it was like seeing the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Everybody knew every line and every pause, and the laughs just cascading, across us. We were in the audience too, the cast, and it was a lovely journey to go from that weekend to 10 years later to seeing it with an audience that was just so appreciative.
Such a great moment, and I'm so glad that it got legs and became a cult classic, because it was so smart and funny at the time. Listen, buddy, I know you're busy this morning. I encourage everybody listening to check out American Housewife tonight, 7:30 Central on ABC. It's a blast. You're going to love it, and I hope that it gets picked up for a second season and that we're talking about this in a year from now. Continued success to you, my buddy.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.